Hey, what up everyone? I'm Sony Cool and this is Gems of War. And today we got the vault. Let's go. Best event in the game, come on. Get a bunch of gems, get a bunch of gold, get a bunch of everything. Orbs, keys, Dragonite. Let's get it. Versus Gnome-a-paloozas. Come on. Treasure vault, gnomes everywhere. Increased chances of treasure gnomes and more vault keys this weekend. Best event in Gems of War. I'm going to show you how to do it. I have been I'm on my new main account again. Been back on here for a week or two now. Trying to build my gem stack back up so I can... My strat right now is buying every metal, deed, imperial deed, writ, offer that I see for kingdom level and power. And to do that, you need a bunch of gems. So at one point I had, what, 20 or 30,000 gems? I can't remember. Maybe it wasn't that many. Maybe it was like 15, 20, something like that. I can't remember. But goes quick when you are doing stuff like that, or when you're doing factions, like trying to get your underworld to max renown or something like that. Gems go quick. So my gems went quick. Not quick, but, you know, took months. But I was buying every offer I saw for every metal I saw, every deed I saw, like I just said. And got myself down to under 5,000 gems, which is like, you really want to have a floor on all your resources, like never go below a certain amount, whether it's gold or glory or gems or diamonds or whatever it may be. You don't want to go under a certain amount. My floor for gems was 5,000 gems. I didn't want to go under 5,000. So once I got under 5,000, I stopped buying all those offers, all those deed offers, all those metal offers. But I did get a lot of my kingdoms 2030'd. Like for a free-to-play account, I have quite a few. You know, if you're spending money on the game, you could get a little bit further if you are buying money offers and stuff like that, and buying all the passes, and you could get like 2 or 3 more 2030 kingdoms than probably a free-to-play player. But I have a lot for a free-to-play player, and I took a long break to do the new account playthrough. It was like 4 months or something like that. So I could be way further than I am, but we're back on the main account. We're back to this strat. And part of this strategy is doing the vault event super hard. You got to go hard in the vault event, and you got to open your vault keys and get them all opened, and you know, run all your gaps and go hard in the vault event. Get it, you know, 300 vault keys is the bare minimum for a high level account. 200 for mid, 100 for a low level, like an early game account. And if I'm doing this strat, I should really be getting more than 300, you know, at least 400 or 500 or something. But we'll see what I can do this weekend. I normally get around 300, just to be completely honest, 300 vault keys. I don't have like tons of time, but if you can, now's the time to be playing the game. If you can somehow play for 5 hours a day, just doing vault event, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, that's how long the event is. If you can somehow fit in 5 hours a day just doing vault event, you should come out of here with 400, 500 vault keys, which is really good. Once you start opening them, you get 10% of those are going to be epics, so you might get 450 and 50 or something like that. 50 epic vault keys, that's probably a couple 900 gem drops right there, and a lot of orbs and stuff like that. So it depends what you're looking for, but you can get everything from the vault event. Anything you could want, you know, you can get from the vault event. And if it's not literally from the vault event, you're going to get gems, you're going to get glory, you're going to get gold, and you can go get those other things with the gems or whatever. So really good event, best event in the game, and I'll show you how it's done. But first we got to set up the stream. It is a Black Hawk week, so let's run this trial. Let's watch Captain McCall instant kill stuff easily. One of the easiest trials. I don't know if the AI knows how to do that, but it's the one you definitely could get done no matter. Like my new account could probably get this one done. If you don't have Black Hawk Epic Trials done, consider attempting it because it's really easy. And then buy the pets after each fight, so you can have a fully ascended pet from Black Hawk, and that way you don't need to like go after pet rescues during a vault event and stuff like that. So let's run it. Autoplay. And while y'all watch this, I'll set up the stream. Got a thumbnail. Do you guys like that thumbnail? It's not, you know, I've been trying these thumbnails out. Let me know if you like them or not. Let's save that. Been doing it on EverQuest and a little bit on Gems of War. Do you like my old thumbnails better? You like those better? I kind of doing a mix right now. A mix of both. Hit the like, turn in your ticket to the train. Don't be jumping the turnstile. Don't be a hobo with a stick with all your belongings and a handkerchief on your shoulder. Let's go. Tent poles, baby. We need people hitting them likes. We need people hyping the videos. We need people leaving comments. We need people watching the freaking streams and videos all the way through. We ain't gonna do the other thing. We need to do all them things, you know? Gems of War live stream done. No. Already got all that stuff. That's good. Okay, Gems of War is the game. And let's pick it. Doot. And we'll save that. And we'll do this. And we'll do this. And that. Save. Alright, almost ready here. Let's copy that. Let's paste it in. Let's save it. Alright, let's jump over to the chat now. Let's get ready for the chatters. Got Yoke here first. How's it going, Yoke? And I saw Sana on the Ghost Train, so a couple of y'all coming in here early. It's Friday. About 15 minutes late today, but it is what it is. I think I'm good to go here. Almost. One more thing. Come on, baby, do the locomotion. Come on, baby, do the locomotion. You know what I mean? Oh, boy. The dog's barking at something. Let me check it out. It's probably the trash truck. Oh, no. Some other big truck. Alright, so look. We won. So you could do it easily yourself, but the AI can also win it. And it's something you're going to have to do one day eventually. These gems that you're going to spend on this pet, if you haven't done it already, you might as well minus them from your gem stack, because it's something you're going to have to do eventually. It's something you get done forever, so I totally recommend it. Get it done one time, never have to do it again. Have another fully ascended pet from the kingdom. That'll help your kingdom power. Super smart. Day of the Tentacle. Point and click adventure. Alright. So Vault event. Let's go over it like everybody's a noob and doesn't know what they're doing first, and then we'll get into it. So the Vault event is a single player event. It's the best one in the game. It's not a traditional event. It does not have a leaderboard. It does not have a shop. How would you even be able to tell if it's a Vault event or not? Well, you really can't. You go to the games menu, and if there's not a pet up, you'll see that you have pity keys. It'll tell you like how many out of 5 you have. So every gnome you see, it counts it. And then once you get to 5, it'll send a key to your mail. Then it ups it to 10. Then once you see 10 more gnomes, it'll send a key to your mail. Then it ups it to 15. Then when you see 15 gnomes, it'll send a key to your mail. Then it ups it to 20. And it keeps going like that. They're called pity keys. And so every time you see a gnome, it keeps track of it. And it'll send you some keys to your mailbox. When you ever hit a certain amount, and then it resets and it gets higher. It resets, it gets higher. That's one way you can tell that it's a Vault event. Another way you can tell is that gnomes just appear more often right now. So in Explore and PvP, they're appearing more often. Normally, they might appear like once in every 20 fights. Right now, they're appearing once in every 4 or 5 fights. So it's turned up. And then the amount of vault keys that they drop is turned up as well. So like during a regular, when it's not the Vault event, if they appear like once in every 25 fights or something crazy, when you do see that gnome, they have less of a chance of dropping a vault key as well. So during the Vault event, the appearance of gnomes is turned up by a lot, and the amount of vault keys they drop is turned up. And the main thing you're going for here is vault keys, nothing else. The vault keys will give you the everything else, and the everything else is like passive as well. You're going to get that other stuff. You're going to get the gold and the souls and all the other stuff as you kill gnomes, as you do gaps. But the main goal of this entire weekend is to get as many vault keys as you can. The way to do that, though, is to go after verses, run gaps. So it's kind of like you're hunting for verses until you get all 4 colors, and then you combine them in the Soul Forge to run a gap. Now you have all gnomes for 15 minutes, and that's the goal, to kill those gnomes to get those vault keys. So the way to get more vault keys is to go get verses, run a gap, and then you have all gnomes for 15 minutes. That's what a Gnome-a-palooza is. That's what a gap is. So the way I normally do it is I will, make sure I go hunt verses until I have a gap, and then I run the gap. And then I go hunt verses until I get a gap, and then I run the gap. And it's usually like 15 minutes here, and then 15 minutes there, and then 15 minutes here, and then 15 minutes there. It's all in the same spot, but you're either hunting verses or you're running gaps. So we need to find a kingdom. First of all, let's look at my... How many do I have? Because you want to... The vault event, you kind of want to prepare for it. Like, the vault event kind of starts before the vault event actually starts. Like, you really want to be opening all of your vault keys before the vault event. It's nice to have that the 0 vault keys, the 0 epics, so you know exactly how many you get. It's kind of mental gymnastics. Like, you might get more vault keys if you have 0. If you have 427, you might only get, 173 or something, because you want it to be an even number. And, you're kind of less motivated the more vault keys you have unopened, because it's just adding time to your future. If you have a ton of vault keys, you're just putting off some work. You're not opening them. You're gonna have to open them one day. You're putting in every vault key you have is like 30 seconds or a minute of work you got to do in the future. Same with gaps. Run them right now. Now's the time. There's only 3 days out of the month where it's a good time to run gaps. So now's the time to do it. Don't be saving them up forever. Now's when you use them. Right now's when you use them. So if you have a bunch of gaps, just run them back to back to back to back to back right now. Get those vault keys. That's the main goal. The gaps aren't the goal. The gaps are a means to an end to get the real goal, which is the vault keys. So run those freaking gaps. Like me right now. I have 0 vault keys, 0 epics. I opened all my vault keys. Check. I did. I prepared for the vault event. I have 9 gaps. That's a lot for me. That's a lot. I don't normally let my gaps get that out of control. I normally cut my grass. I'm not going to let my grass grow over my house. I don't want to put that much work off into the future. But I was playing my new account, so I was stacking verses on the main account while I was actually playing my new account. So I have 9 gaps right now, which normally I have like 3 max, 4 max, because I'm running them. I'm doing the work. I'm not letting that work stack up for the future. I'm going to run them. I'm going to get the real goal, which is the keys, the vault keys, the epic vault keys, and I'm going to open those too so I can get the other real goal, which is gems and orbs and, maybe a tarot card or whatever you're looking for. So, also by running gaps, you're getting Dragonite, right? Every time you run a gap, you have a chance to get a Dragonite gnome to let the gap end and get a big drop of Dragonite. So all the verses you have, like if you have a bunch of gaps, that might be a bunch of Dragonite sitting there that you could get evil dragons with. Just maybe think of it that way. Maybe I'm not, saying it the right way normally. People love to stack a bunch of gaps up to the moon, but if you really want Dragonite, you got to run those gaps because you're going to have Dragonite gnomes in there. That's the best way to get Dragonite gnomes. That's the best way to get Dragonite. If you're not getting perfects in the dungeon, the only other way to farm Dragonite smartly is by doing Gnome-a-paloozas during the vault event. Never run one outside of a vault event. This is the time. These 3 days. This is when you use those gaps. So, your Dragonite's just sitting there in those gaps, just waiting for you. Those evil dragons are waiting for you to run those gaps. So run those freaking gaps. I got 9, so this weekend I'm running at least 5 in a row or something, so I can get myself down to a normal amount. But yeah, this is the main goal is these vault keys and epic vault keys, especially epics. You get about 10%. So if I get 100 vault keys, I'm going to get 10 epic vault keys. The way to get those vault keys, the way to get these, is by getting these. So you do explore 1 with your fastest team. The reason you do that is because you'll see more gnomes. The more enemies you clear out, the faster gnomes will appear. So if you just have 4 enemies, you want to kill them so you can get to the next fight. So you have a chance for a gnome. If you don't have a gnome in that fight, you want to hurry up and kill them so you can get to the next fight and potentially see a gnome. You don't want to be fiddle-farting around making the fights harder or anything like that, because then you're just taking more time to see that next fight. You want to see those gnomes. But yeah, you want to look for verses, which are on rare gnomes. So you got to see gnome before you're going to see a verse gnome. And then you got to see verse gnome before you see the actual verse gnome you need. So you really got to be doing those fights as fast as possible, getting to the next fight as soon as possible, killing the weakest enemies as fast as possible. That way you have a higher chance to get more gnomes. That way you have a higher chance of getting rare gnomes. That way you have a higher chance of getting the verse you actually need. So explore 1, fastest team is the best way to do it. And yeah, for me, I really just need to run gaps right now. but I'll probably show the whole process. So the teams you use is either Rowan or Ironhawks. So Ironhawk, double Ironhawk is for gaps. Like when you're running a gap, you do double Ironhawk. I'll show that in a little bit. And then when you're hunting versus, you use triple Ironhawk with Dust Devil on top. And you just clear enemies like brr, 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 and that's what you need to do to see more gnomes, to see more special gnomes, to get those verses, to run those gaps, to get those vault keys. But Rowan, if you don't have Ironhawks, if you don't have at least 2 Ironhawks, just run Rowan and just get class experience, get class weapons, maybe get some trait stones. You're more like, if you're using Ironhawks, you kind of stay in the same spot with the same team, and you just stay there. You never move. You stay in the same spot. You're just doing it so fast you want to stay there. You're grinding it out. You're staying in one spot, just grinding it out with Ironhawks. Because you're trying to get as many verses and vault keys as you can. So if you find a good spot, you're not moving. You're staying there and you're grinding it out with those Ironhawks. But with Rowan, you have the freedom to kind of move around, go to different kingdoms, farm different trait stones, change your class, farm class experience, maybe try to get all the class weapons by getting 250 victories on all the different classes. Like, that's why you use Rowan, to do all those other things. If you're somehow in a position where you already have all classes on 100, you already have all class weapons, and you don't need trait stones, then by all means go use some Kafru, Atlanta, or Moon Mage or whatever. But most people either have Ironhawks or they need class experience and class weapons and trait stones. So that's why I always say simple as this: Rowan or Ironhawk. There's technically this and technically that, but it all kind of boils down to Rowan or Ironhawk. Ironhawk is the fastest in the game, there's no question. I don't care what anybody else says. You can't get faster than pushing one button. And then Rowan is the most versatile and good for beginners that don't have Ironhawk, because you can do all those other things at the same time as you're getting vault keys and verses. But yeah, normally the kingdom I try to go to is either Cinemirage or Wild Plains, but we got to check if they're good for this week, because during the vault event you're going to have different kingdom weeks and different there's going to be different things with different stats. So right here, Wild Folk has 10% to their skills and Rogues have 10% to their skills. So with the Ironhawks, you're doing a very, very specific amount of damage. So you can't have anything with extra 10% to their skills. When we're doing double Ironhawk, we're doing 20 damage. So they can't have any more than 20 HP and armor, durability. When we're doing, I think it's when you're doing triple Ironhawk, you only do 20. Then when you have double Ironhawk, you're only doing 25. So you can't be in a kingdom where there's a bunch of rogues or a bunch of wild folk. So we got to go find what kingdom we're going to do with these Ironhawks. Now with Rowan, it doesn't matter. Just go wherever you want. It's fine. Just go farm a trait stone, get class experience, get class weapons. You don't have to worry about this part. But this is kind of like the first thing you think about when you're doing Ironhawks is what kingdom am I going to do, So let's go look at Wild Plains and Cinemirage. Go to Cinemirage first, because it's first in the alphabet. See how many rogues and wild folk there are there. Let's check Wild Folk. Scourge of Honor. He's a mythic, though, so he doesn't really count. He's not going to show up in Explore 1. Alright, let's check Rogues now. Oh, boy. We got 2. That's not horrible. I love to see 0. 1 is doable. 2 is kind of when you start maybe looking for another kingdom, but it's still kind of doable, I guess. Cinemirage is good. Wild Plains. Let's check Wild Plains. No rogues. Is there wild folk? One freaking wild folk. And it's a faction troop. He could pop up every once in a while, but Wild Plains is looking pretty good. Unless somebody knows a better place, I'm probably just going to do Wild Plains. We know that these two kingdoms have troops with 20 or less durability, or 20, you know, so we already know that. Other kingdoms, it's not like 100% for sure. There's definitely some other ones that are decent. I think like Drakzum and Midnight are a couple of the other ones. But this is nice because they're both in the same spot and it's easy to remember. It's like it's easy to remember Rowan or Ironhawk. It's also easy to remember Cinemirage or Wild Plains. That way you don't have to think too hard. So I think I'm going to start with Wild Plains. If it starts giving me trouble, I'll look at some other ones. We got to do Explore 1. Because our main goal is verses and vault keys. It's not to kill harder enemies and get a tiny bit of extra loot or whatever. We can do that any other time. Right now, we can't, you know, you can't run gaps any other time. You can't get more vault keys any other time. You can run higher Explorer any other time. You know, you can use a different team any other time. So now's the time to run gaps, get vault keys. Don't worry about anything else. Just do Explorer 1. Some people be trying to eat their cake and have it too. Alright, so for verse hunting, you would do... Well, this is for gaps. So if I'm going to run a gap, I'm going to use this team. Dust Devil, Ironhawk, Ironhawk, Sister Superior. It's all based around this third trait on Ironhawk. So when we cast Sister Superior, it sets off the Ironhawks. And then when we cast the Dust Devil, it sets off the Ironhawks. And then the Dust Devil does 5 damage too. So that's a total of 25 damage. Which should kill everything in Wild Plains on Explorer 1 in one shot. You know, for gaps at least. For not gaps, we're going to put Ironhawk in the third slot or fourth slot and just do Dust Devil, and it should be enough. I usually base it on how many of these Myth Stones I have, because I do not want to see a boss fight during a gap. I don't want to see a Mimic during a gap. I don't want to see anything that's going to take more time during a gap. So maybe we'll hunt for verses real quick, just to show that. And then once I get to the boss chest, we'll run gaps. If you have a bunch of gaps, though, just don't worry about that. Just run them back to back to back to back. And that's what I should do, but, you know, this is a YouTube video. This is a stream. I'm trying to show a guide, so, you know. But let's save this team first of all. Something you can do. Copy it so you don't have to, like, put Sister Superior in every time you switch to gaps. We copy that team. And we're going to go get Ironhawk. So we need 3 of them. If you don't have 3 of them, you're just running a Rowan team. Something like either Black Manacles or Mountain Crusher, you know, Rowan, Mirage Queen, Leprechaun, or Black Manacles, Mountain Crusher, Clockwork Sphinx, Rowan, Leprechaun, or something like that. Dude, that's your Rowan team. Same thing you do in City of Thieves, that you do every day, 3 times a day. Just use that team for your Vault event, for your hunting gaps, for your running gaps, if you're a low-level player without Ironhawks. Alright, another thing to check is you don't want to have any kind of weird medals on. Like, you don't want Orpheus medals or Anu medals, because they just add a little extra, like, animation to every fight, and it's just going to make it feel like you're lagging, kind of. So, let's double check our medals. Alright, we're good. We got Nishas. Those won't cause any extra lag. And we're just going to hunt verses until I get to that boss chest, and then we'll probably run gaps for the rest of the time. Hey, Trey with the $1.50 and the dollar. Make me holla. We got Yoke, we got Trey, we got Tyrion. The boys are back in town. Zivy Murr, I would say never switch kingdoms, but it depends what you got. Do you got Ironhawks or Rowan? It's kind of like when you ask, like, does anybody have a guild I can join? You got to say what platform you're on. Well, when you're asking about, like, Vault event stuff, say whether you're using Ironhawks or not. Zivy's here, though. Let's see what y'all are saying real quick before I run this. Good morning, Yoke. Morning, Trey. Tyrion's just here so he don't get fined. Yeah, that's pretty much stacking gaps for me. I don't want to put any work into my future, you know what I mean? I don't want to have a bunch of time. Yeah, we only got so much time in our lives. I'm not going to save up 100 gaps, which is like 25 hours of work ahead of me. Yeah. Just, it depends, Zivy. Tyrion says you can get class weapon with no hero Ironhawk teams. Yeah, true. You can do it with Ironhawk, too. Like, if you somehow have 2 or 3 Ironhawks, that's a good thing to say. If you somehow have 2 or 3 Ironhawks, but you don't have all the class weapons, which I just never assume. I assume people already have all their class weapons if they have 2 or 3 Ironhawks. But maybe you're missing 1 or 2 or something. You can definitely equip a class, and you don't need to have your hero on the team, and you can still, it still gives you credit towards that class weapon. So yeah, 100% what Tyrion said there. The Dust Devil in 4th spot. If you fail, so you don't want to do that, because if an enemy survives, right? So this is why that's not right. Yoke. The reason you don't put Dust Devil in 4th slot, I know it seems quicker because I get what you're saying, because it's the X, it's like the confirm button. But if the enemies happen to survive, then you want to be getting that. He's going to be totally mana blocked by all those Ironhawks, and it's going to take way longer. So let's say something survived in this fight. You know, this guy right here just somehow survives the first hit. And we have to get mana. We have to get Dust Devil up again. We have no other way to kill this enemy that survived other than getting Dust Devil up again. So Dust Devil has to be in 1st slot for those situations where an enemy might survive or they summon something in or whatever. Because you want to be able to get that Dust Devil up as quick as possible with yellow and brown so you can hurry up and kill that enemy that survived. If you put the Dust Devil on the bottom and then an enemy survives, then the Ironhawks are all blocking with 25 mana cost, yellow and brown. So see how Dust Devil is yellow-brown? Ironhawk uses yellow-brown. There's 3 of them, so all 3 of those are going to steal all the yellow-brown before you can fill up that Dust Devil and kill that surviving enemy. So this is the way to do it. This is the meta. I know I would definitely rather have it on X, like on the bottom, but this is the way to do it in case enemies survive. It's not that much faster to have it on X anyway. You can if you do the claw grip, if you have like your pointer finger on the triangle, like for controller players, if you have your pointer finger on the triangle and your thumb on the X, it's not like, you know, definitely would rather just use my thumb and only do X, but if you put your pointer finger on the triangle and your thumb on the X, it's just as fast almost. And then you get to fill up that Dust Devil quicker if an enemy survives. So, you know, all these things have a reason as to why they're in this order or that order or whatever. Thanks. You like the thumbnail, Funky? Hey, Juan, thanks for the dollar, bro. Dollar to make you holla. It's definitely easier to stay in one kingdom, but it depends whether you use Ironhawk or not. So Zivy needs to let us know. If Zivy's not using Ironhawk, he can jump around. You can look at your lowest trait stone, go to that kingdom, stack up some trait stones, you know? That's what I would do on my new account. If I was on my new account with Roan's right now, I would just go look at all my arcane trait stones. I'd find the one I have the least of. I would click on it. It would tell me which kingdoms I can go to get that trait stone, and I would pick one of those kingdoms. And I would kind of farm trait stones as I do this. But since I'm using Ironhawks, I gotta sit in this one kingdom because it's a very specific amount of damage and all that. Yeah, or if you get a Dragonite Gnome, yep. It's just faster when something survives. So that's why. But I like the Sister Superior on the bottom. The reason you're saying to put Dust Devil on the bottom is the same reason I have Sister Superior on the bottom on my other team for gaps. I know what you're thinking, and it's smart, but just that one stupid reason. If something survives, you don't want to be mana blocking your Dust Devil when you're trying to get it back up. The best way to run a 2x Ironhawk team is Sister in 1st slot. I mean, I'll have to try it, but I don't know. I forget why I don't do that. You could flip-flop them, I guess. It doesn't really, you know, one in one slot, one in the other. You have to cast them both either way. It's like, okay, so if Sister's in last slot, right, Tyrion? Okay. So Dust Devil is yellow-brown. Ironhawk is yellow, brown, and blue. There are 2 of them in the middle. And then you got Sister Superior on the bottom. She's yellow and green. So let's say there's, you know, she's going to catch green. So it gives you the best chance to get one of the 2 up, in my opinion. You know what I mean? What if there's only brown on the board, Tyrion? Then you can't fill that Sister Superior. But you could have if your Dust Devil was in 1st slot. If there's yellow on the board, you can fill your Dust Devil. If there's brown on the board, you can fill your Dust Devil. If there's green on the board, you can fill your Sister Superior. You have 3 different colors if you do it the way I do it. I get what you're saying, but I still think there's no reason to switch it up. I feel like Dust Devil on top, Ironhawk, Sister Superior. That way you have the green. The Sister Superior still catch green. You have 3 colors now instead of just 2. If you put Sister on top, you're only going to have 2 colors. You got green and yellow, and that's it. Because Ironhawk's going to catch all the brown. You put Dust Devil on top, you got yellow, brown, and green. So that's why I do it like that, but whatever floats your boat. There's just a reason for everything, you know? I've been playing this for way too long. It's like almost boring how there's no different ways to do anything. Alright, definitely don't buy either one of those. This is our main goal. Here's another thing to know during a vault event. Just know what you're going to buy from this merchant. Like, I'm going to stack up gems this time. I'm only going to buy blue deeds. I'm still kind of stacking my gems. I'm going to start buying every metal and deed offer after this vault event. So right now, you don't buy a epic vault key for 360 gems. That's you're like doing the opposite of the vault event if you do that. And you never buy treasure. Treasure's worthless. Yoke, you get it? Maybe it's different buttons on Xbox. Oh, you mean like Dust Devil in second? But then I don't get to do my, I gotta have something in last slot for the X thing. You know, it's just like the controller thing. Like, maybe on PC Mobile, it's best to have, like, Dust Devil, Sister Superior in first 2 slots. But on a controller, just the way it feels, it's best to have something in last slot. Like, she catches green anyway. Dust Devil's gonna catch yellow and brown. Sister catches green. Ironhawks doesn't use green. If we have her in that last slot, she's way easier to cast with the way the controller's laid out. So I still think I'm not changing the way I do it. So, like, I have my reasons and it works. So I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. A lot of times, Gems of War, like, it's been we've had the same meta for a long time. Like, I get it. People trying to reinvent the wheel. I'd love the wheel to be reinvented. That'd be good for YouTube and views and stuff, but Gems of War's been around a long time. I've been around a long time, and not much has changed with the Vault event as far as what teams to use and what order. It might be different on every platform, too. I'm saying, like, for a controller, PlayStation controller, this is the way to go. Where can I see if I have the class weapon? You go to your class, and then you go to, like, I'll show you. Hold on, Youngblood. And what's up, Youngblood? You go to your class. Whoops. You go to your collection. You go to your class. Go to your whatever one you're looking at. Customize. You go to class info. And then it has the weapon at the bottom there. It says Dragon Oak. If you have the check mark, you have it. If it says like 0 out of 250 or 100 out of 250, then you don't have it. And there's some that are better than others. Like, you want to be getting this one. Get Reflection of Good. That's a good one. Make sure you get that one. This one's pretty good. Plunder and Peril. It's not the best, but it's definitely one to go after. Dervish has one. Dancing Daggers. Hits all enemies. It's yellow weapon. Diabolist has one. If you can't remember all these, remember D. Like, these 3 are pretty good. Like, the D ones. Doomsayer has Sin's Harvest. Frost Mage has an okay one. Like, if you're trying to get them in order of, like, how good they are. Because it does take some time to get 250 victories, but not as much time as you would think. You could definitely go into this weekend and get 3 to 5 class weapons. Plague Lord has, like, the best one. So this is probably the first one you should do. Essence of Evil. Sentinel has the Shield of Urskaya, which I don't use too much anymore, but it's pretty good. Thief has the Skeleton Key. And I think that's it. So try to get Essence of Evil and Reflection of Good and, Skeleton Key and try to get all those Fiend Fire. Try to get those if you don't have them. Alright, back to the grind. I need to get my boss chest so I can run my gaps. I don't know, man. I'd rather have 3 colors. What if there's no green on the board and there's only brown? You're just totally eliminating a color. I mean, I get it. She's like lower mana cost. Maybe I'll try it, bro. I mean, it doesn't sound like a horrible... Doesn't sound like horrible or anything. I mean, it sounds like 1A and 1B type of deal. It's kind of like using Moon Mage instead of Rowan or something. Putting Sister Superior up there. It only happens every once in a while anyway, so... I kind of want to... You know how you get used to certain troops in certain slots and stuff like that? I'm not going to, like, change the whole way I do the Vault event over, like, something that only happens every once in a while. That I don't think is that much better anyway. Even if it's, like, a tiny bit better, it's going to ruin, like, the way I do the Vault event. Might slow me down, might... You know, I'd have to relearn what buttons I'm pressing. Man, it's kind of slow right now. I saw servers were kind of degraded. I think on my new account, I was buying cursed runes and doing my dungeon so I can gift gems to Sana. That's harder than you would think, just to give away all your gems. It's kind of... They make it too hard, I feel. You need celestials, you need cursed runes, and then to get cursed runes, you need like gold marks if you run out. And then to get celestials, you need jewels. God, like every time I end a fight, it's like really laggy. So far, so good in Wild Plains. I'm trying to get to that boss chest. We're hunting verses right now. Forget which one I need. Dun, dun. No, I don't want the demon. Get out of here. Demon and Genie, just skip them as fast as possible. Merchant offers, know what you want. Don't be window shopping. It's like when it's after the fight when it says continue, it's like taking forever. I hate how like every Vault event, they make it slow somehow. Like, look at that. I was pushing the button the whole time there and it was just up on the screen. It usually gets better on Saturday, though. I've noticed that. I feel like Friday, the game's really laggy. And then Saturday and Sunday, it gets better. So don't let, like, your Friday morning ruin your whole Vault event. If it seems laggy on, like, Friday morning, just it usually is. It usually gets better as the weekend goes, I feel. Especially when you first start on a Friday, like right now. It's almost always laggy. But make sure you're not doing something wrong either. Like, don't have an Anu on or an Orpheus on or something like that. Because that can make it feel like you're lagging. Alright, so we're looking... I don't know what verse we're looking for, but I guess I should go check. So we can celebrate good times. Oh, yeah. We need the brown ones. We need Bone Beater. He's beating his bone. Too busy beating his bone. Cindy's always too busy fixing her hair and doing her makeup. And Baz is always beating his bone. We need the brown guy. Baz Bone Beater. To get another round of gaps. Or to get another gap. So that's what I'm really looking for here is Baz. Another part of Vault Prep is, you know, getting your Underspire as far as you can, getting your guild event as close to done as possible. That's about all you can really do, honestly, like, because PvP is, like, something you got to do every day anyway, and I wouldn't blame you if you kind of skipped PvP or, you know, if you kind of did all your guild stuff and then didn't do any on the weekend of the Vault event, like, I feel like Underspire is still worth doing because you get guaranteed loot that is kind of the loot you're looking for out of vault keys anyway. It's like through the Underspire, you're gonna get a major orb of glory and like a silver, and you can double it and go to lead a mythic and all that stuff. And it's literally like, it's not like a orb you pop and hope and pray. It's literally you get it 100% chance. And there's minion orbs and dragonite and all that stuff. Like everything you're kind of looking for by doing the vault event and opening vault keys, like as an endgame player especially. Glory orbs, minion orbs, dragonite. Like that's in the Underspire, like sitting there waiting for you to get it. So I feel like Underspire is something you can do during a vault event. Ooh, I would buy this, but I'm sticking to my guns. I'm gonna start buying after the vault event, not during it. That'd be different for everybody. If you're doing my strat with the medals and deeds and stuff, like using your gems, like utilizing your gems instead of just stacking them to the moon, you're in a different spot than me. You're probably buying a different colored deed. You might be replenishing your gem stack right now instead of buying. You might be on a buying frenzy and just buying everything. This is the best time to be buying deeds and medals too, because you get more merchants right now while you're hunting versus. You're gonna get the most merchants you're ever gonna get in a month, like right now, because you're doing so many fights back to back to back to back. But you get more merchants, so you're gonna get a lot of deeds and medals and stuff during the vault event too. If you're doing it like this, at least. So you pretty much get everything from doing the vault event. In a roundabout way, it gives you everything you need in the game. Dun, dun, dun. Doesn't it like feel like the loading? Look at that. I always say this during this Friday stream, but I swear Friday morning it's so slow. Kind of gets on my nerves, and then maybe they do it on purpose, just to make you annoyed so you don't go as hard on Saturday and Sunday. Alright, what am I at Mythstone-wise? Alright, we're almost to the boss chest, and then we're going to run some gaps. Today's stream's probably going to be on the shorter side, just based on recent, you know, train business. It's kind of how we're doing it these days. Of course, I would go longer, you know, but it would kind of be a combination. Anyway, you don't want to hear about that. I'm just going to start doing it and quit talking about it. So the streams might get down to about an hour eventually. But, you know, we still got the bonus up for grabs if, you know, the 5 gifted. We haven't met that goal yet. There's the dude surviving, right? Really need some skulls or some brown and yellow. Skulls or brown or yellow, and I don't see nothing. Tried for them skulls. Sometimes this will fart around for a minute. Alright, there we go. That's why he's in first instead of last. Right there. See, and I got a mimic. Imagine if I was doing a gap right now. I gotta switch teams, I guess, real quick. I'll take a mimic, I guess. Let's get the Horde Mimic Mythic on stream. It never happens, though. It never happens.
Mana surge. Mana surge. Mana surge.
Mana surge. See how that much time this is wasting of your vault event, though? Nope, just do this. Alright, see what happens. Oh, look! Defeat it for 5 times rewards. A Horde Mimic appears. Oh no! It's the Mythic Horde Mimic. These are rare and dangerous. Defeat it for times 5 rewards.
Mana surge.
Come on, baby. We're never gonna get it. Never gonna get it, never gonna get it.
Mana surge.
Never gonna get it. Please stop singing. Horde Mimic Chest. At least give me a Nisha, dude. Give me a Nisha. Give me an Anu. Oh, no. It's the worst reward, dude. I never get those, and then I always get the worst reward, too. When I do get it. Alright, so you see what I mean about having your mist stones as close to 0 as possible before you run a gap? That's just so you don't have that happen during a gap. And it might not be possible. If you're running gaps back to back to back to back to back, you just got to deal with it. But if you are doing the verse hunting and then gap and then verse hunting and then gap and then verse hunting and then gap, you're going to want to get your mist stones as close to 0 before you run that gap. Alright, so let's switch our team. This is our gap team. And I'll run it once, because it's old wives' tale, old habits die hard. Alright. Now we run a gap. Let me grab my rewards real quick. Rid of these blankies. XP boosters, it's a great time to be using XP boosters. Grab this pity key too, because I want to see how many pity keys I get during this first gap. The most I've ever gotten in one gap is 10. The most vault keys I've ever gotten in one gap, I think, is 38. Something like that. But yeah, XP boosters, they're nice to run while you're hunting gaps. Just kind of gives you more incentive to keep going. I usually start using them when I'm getting bored of like running gaps. You know what I mean? Just to put a little stank on it, a little frosting, whatever you want to say. So we gotta, best time to use them is now, just during this weekend. And I have a bunch of them, so that's cool. Alright, oh yeah, the Soul Forge, like Sana said. Which I saw you. Royal joining up, becoming a sinner, and one with the choir. We must pray. You are now a sinner and one with the choir. Let's go. Shout out to Royal. Let me catch up in the chat here. What we cooking? Are you the new cook? We haven't seen Anita in a while. Hopefully she's doing okay. Slayer says I buy treasure maps for the day that they're worth something. They're already kind of worth something. That's fine. You can buy treasure maps. You can turn those into vault keys. Like, you're never going to use a treasure map for its intended purpose, but if you go to the Soul Forge, you can, once you get, make sure you have everything else first, though. Like, cursed runes are used to, like, upgrade your Soul Forge. You got to get Darksmith Drenza. You got to get the Anvil pet. You got to get all the Curse Breaker weapons. Like, there's a lot of stuff you have to get first before you start crafting vault keys. But once you have all that stuff crafted, there's nothing else to do, like with cursed runes and treasure maps. So you can turn them into a vault key. Just remember that. So yeah, treasure maps aren't as useless as they used to be. Like nowadays, if it's a merchant offer for gold, go ahead and buy it, because you can eventually turn it into a vault key later. I feel you, Tyrion, but I don't want to like switch up my, you know, hand-eye coordination, 1A, 1B. You reinvented the wheel, it's virtual like crypto. What if there's no green? What if there's no yellow? I would rather have a chance with 3 colors than 2 colors, though. So, I don't know, I can't get past that, bro. I just can't get past it. I can't get past, like, moving Sister Superior out of my confirmed slot, and I can't get past having a chance at 3 colors instead of just 2 colors, so. I mean, if you get yellow or green, yeah, you're going to fill her quicker than a Dust Devil, but Dust Devil adds that brown. Now you have 3 different colors on the board you could take instead of just 2 different colors on the board. Like, what do you do when you build a team? You don't try to build a team out of less colors, right? You try to get, like, 5 colors, at least. You don't want to do 4 or 3. I'd rather have a team with using 5 different colors than a team using 4 different colors. But I know, it's 1A 1B type of shit. I feel whatever works for you, man. Like you're killing it. So it's 2 gems to craft 1 to gift. Yeah, it's annoying, but once you're like done with your gems and you're trying to give them to somebody else. Turn off chat? Yeah. Oh, you mean like the... Yeah. I'll do that. That's a good idea. Slayer says I'm double and triple pressing continue. It's like not reading the button quick. I know. That's what it's doing to me. By the way, you posted on my live stream 6 months ago, but I used to help me defeat Depths of Sin faction. 10 down, 28 to go. Pure faction 500's done. Nice. You did 1 of each for Depths of Sin. Going hard, you might need some medicine. Sauna with the gifted, thank you so much. Went to Dragon Bot. I almost said Dragon Butt. Sorry. Hello, Royal. Thanks for joining up. You can get some videos early. You might get some videos nobody else can see. You got emojis. You got a badge that levels up through the rarities. Like you see some Reapers in the chat, some Heart of Rages, some Iron Hawks. Those members have been around a long time. You start out with the, well, what is it? Dark Souls. Sin guy. Because he's the Sin guy. Get it? Oswald or whatever his name is. He's the Sin. Abolishes people of sins. So that's why he's the first badge. Probably need to change those. Been the same for a while. Alright, Soulforge. Soulforge rotated. It's Friday. Thanks to Sauna reminding me. Let's look at the mythics first. Hatir and Scroll. I like this more than anybody else on YouTube, probably. I like Hatir and Scroll. It's one of the best beasts in the game, probably. It's also an elemental. I use it with red. I use it with elemental and red and stuff like that. And it's really good for like Guild Wars and PvP. I know some people don't like it because of the lycanthropy. But I think of more like that's as purple than lycanthropy. So it converts all green to purple and all yellow to Doomskull and then summons. If it wasn't lycanthropy there, people would love it so much more. If it just said purple, people would use it more, I swear. It's a double converter with a summon. Does green to purple, which it uses purple too, and yellow to Doomskull, and it doesn't use yellow. And it's impervious, so it can't be lycanthropied. So it's not going to, like, turn itself into a different beast or something. It's really annoying to the enemy team. It loops, it does lots of damage. I like it. I usually use it with, like, Shagra and Mirashi Queen and then a weapon. Like a mana-generating weapon, wand, or Flail of Guard or something. I like it probably more than anybody. I tried to put it in my top 20, but then I think you guys made me take it out. So, to me, it's like a borderline top 20. But I know a lot of people would disagree. We got Kurandara. Doomclaw and Plague. These two are really bad. Two of the worst in the game. So definitely don't craft those unless it's like the last ones you need. Those two are horrible. So my order, I would say Hatir and Scroll is number 1 out of the 4 available Soulforge Mythics right now. But it's borderline top 20, so you should probably get a bunch of other stuff first. Kurandara would be number 2. 26 green, red, purple, Urskaya Demon. Deal damage to an enemy boosted by Doomskulls, then convert yellow gems to Doomskulls. Conjure a Doomstorm. It's got Impervious and a 50% chance to curse all enemies matching 4 or more gems. Solid. I like Enraged Kurandara better, but I don't use either one of them for real. It's like a B-. Doomclaw or Plague? Which one's worse? Probably Plague. So we'll give Doomclaw 3rd slot today. 24 blue, green, brown, Urskaya, Demon, Urska. Deal damage to an enemy boosted by enraged allies with separate 25% chances to devour the next enemy above and below. Rage a random ally in 4 or 5 gem matches. Just known as one of the worst mythics in the game. Probably not bottom 5, but might be bottom 10. It's like a D tier. D-. Plague is horrible. It's like a F tier. It's one of the worst in the game. It might be the worst in the game. 20 blue, green, purple, Apocalypse, Demon, Fae. Eliminate points Eliminate 45 points of a random skill from all enemies, poison and disease them. No good traits, really. You don't know what that's going to do. And poison and disease are kind of weak. And, yeah, it has nothing else except for impervious. So you would never want to use this. It's bad. Troop art's amazing, though. It's one of my favorite troop arts, so... Shout out to the troop art, I guess. One of the worst in the game, though. Oh, we got King Mikhail. He's pretty good for legendaries. King Bloodhammer. Matron Dragatani. And General Edison. For legendaries, you don't craft them in the Soul Force, blah, blah, blah. Tesla, you know, Emberclaw, maybe Venoxia, but that's about it. You want to get mythics in the Soul Forge, not legendaries. But, just to put them in order for fun, probably King Bloodhammer would be first. 16, a red-brown, a Drakzum, Undead Dwarf, deal damage to the 2 strongest enemies and transform all blue gems to Doom Skulls to boost the damage. Summon a Doomstorm and an enemy dies. It's good with Glaceon. It's still a pretty good team. Solid. You know, like Scorpius Urali's still solid, but it's not like the best in the game. Well, King Bloodhammer and Glaceon's still solid, but it might not be the best in the game. Next up would be probably King Mikhail. 17 yellow-brown, Urskaya, Urska Knight. Explode a road, deal damage to all enemies. Deal 9 more if I am enraged. Gain enraged when matching brown. 25% skull reduction. Gain 3 to all skills if in first position. Super solid legendary. You'll use it, probably. You might use it. He's good when you do like 2 of them, and... yeah. Pretty cool. Not the best, though. He's usable, though. And then... probably... I guess General Edison. I don't know. I don't really use him, but... at least he hits all enemies. I guess. Matron Dragatani you're probably never going to use, but, you know, she's not bad either. 75% spell, reduction. Oh, no. Nothing special, though, other than that. But, yeah, you probably shouldn't craft anything. It's nothing too special here. But if you just had to for some reason, a Tyrian Scroll. A Tyrian Scroll and King Bloodhammer. Alright, back to the Vault event. We're going to run a gap. We're going to run a gap. We need to be ready. We got our team ready, right? And you might want to set a timer. Because the timer isn't up while you're fighting, and you're never going to go to, like, the overworld map while you're doing a gap, because that's just wasting time. So, use your phone or something and set a timer. I actually do kind of need Dragonite. Because I do want to get all the evil dragons. So maybe I'll show that strat. Let me set a timer on my laptop, I guess. Type clock into the search bar. Click the clock. Put 15 minutes on it. I'm not going to be able to hear it, but I'll see it maybe. Alright, 15 minutes is how long you get for a gap. And there's a little strategy towards the end of the gap where you leave gnomes alive until the gap ends, and then you get the full drop from the gnomes. They're, whatchamacallit? I always say it. What's the NASCAR thing where they intentionally make them all go the same speed, or they cap their speed out? I can't think of the freaking word now. I say it all the time. Going down from the top is faster, by the way. Beg is here. Yeah, the Forest Guardian Tyrian. Dragon Booty. Alfield's Pirates have 2 spots open. PC Mobile, open invite, required level 1,000, 500k gold, 1,500 seals, 400 trophies. Tyrion says the 4 horsemen were pretty cool and basically the first 4 mythics in the game. So yeah, none of them are very good anymore since they didn't know what they were doing then, right? I know Famine was the best one out of those back in the day. Beg is here. Tyrion says, don't forget this is the last 3 days for the holiday event, too. So, yeah, you gotta do that as well. Holiday event. Pace car? Nah, what's it called? Throttled or... Oh my gosh, why can't I think of it right now? About to ask chat. The other chat. I'm cheating on you guys with another chat. What they do to NASCAR so they don't go over a certain speed. See if chat knows the answer. Which chat's gonna get it first? Restrictor plates? Restricting? It's not the word I use though. Dang it. Restrictor plate. Restricting their loot. I swear I had a different word for it. Anyway, whatever. I'll be talking to chat. Throttle, maybe? Limiter? Governor? Dang, they can't even... Oh, no. Oh, well. Odd one out. Cubone. Governor, yeah. Something like that. I swear I haven't said the word yet, though. Vault weekend on Valentine's weekend, you're right. Dang. Well, at least it wasn't on Super Bowl weekend, I guess. Restrictor plate, yeah. Limiter, I think it's a limiter. That's what I called it, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, each gnome, like, during a gap has a limiter on it, so it only drops 10% of its loot. It was too crazy. The first vault that they put the gaps in there, when they were dropping, like, their full drops of loot, it was too crazy. Because you're getting 4 gnomes in every fight, back to back to back to back, and explore 1. Like, it was just too crazy. They couldn't let us keep doing that. So they put a limiter on the gnomes, and they only drop, like, 10% of their loot. So if you keep a timer, once the gap ends, they're back to their 100% drop. They're not limited anymore. They don't have their limiter on anymore after the gap. So there's a strategy where you're at the end of your timer, you know, you got 14 minutes and something, or you have 30 seconds left. You see a Dragonite gnome, and you intentionally don't kill it until the gap is over with. Then you kill it and you get the full drop. So instead of getting something like 5 Dragonite, you'll get 50 Dragonite. So it's a 45 Dragonite, like, you get extra 45 Dragonite for letting that gap run out. But you don't want to do it too soon. It's like a strategy. You're not trying to see a Dragonite gnome when you have 3-4 minutes left, because then you're going to get way less vault keys and other loot. But you're definitely going to do it if you see it in the last 15 seconds or 30 seconds. Like, you should definitely do it. So it's a whole strategy. You never want to do it outside of, like, the last minute or so. Unless you're, like, super thirsty for Dragonite, you might do it in the last, like, 2 minutes. But definitely nothing more than, like, 2 minutes. I wouldn't do it more than, like, a minute. But it's a strategy for sure. Alright. Let's run it. Limited, yeah. Alan Matthews, what up? Alright, I'm about to do this thing. So I'm going to set my timer. Ready? Everybody hit like. Everybody. I'm having trouble with that lately. I need y'all to help me out. I got some haters. Like usual. You guys usually fight the haters for me. I can't fight them by myself. You know? They're coming from all angles. I need you guys to fight the haters with your likes. Alright, let's run this timer. I'm going to start the timer first and then run the gap. That way my timer runs out before the gap actually does. That way I have a warning in case I see a Dragonite gnome. So I'm going to start it like right now. Started my timer. Gap. There we go. Back to Wild Plains. Back to Explore. Back to the same old thing. Except for 2 Ironhawks. And all gnomes. If I missed my press. preloading inputs, which I never hear anybody else talking about, but I don't really watch anybody else anyway, so holding in that shoulder button, holding in that X, you'll get better at it as you go. Right here is when you do it in the load bar. That's part of why I have Sister Superior in last slot. It's to preload inputs. I feel like over like an entire vault event, that's saving me a decent amount of time. That's why I'm saying 1A, 1B. Being able to preload these inputs. I wouldn't be able to, I don't think you'd be able to preload it on any other button. You know, I have several reasons why I do certain things. That's why I always say, trust me, bro. Because I don't always say every single reason. But it's harder to preload inputs if you put Sister Superior in any other slot. Because the X is also the confirm. So, I'm kind of pressing the X during the load bar, and then pressing confirm when, like, letting go of the X counts as pressing confirm. So if it's on any other button, it wouldn't work. There's a Dragonite Gnome surviving. So here's our exact situation. Take the green. I probably should have took yellow or brown, though. Tyrion's laughing. Up, we still won. That was pretty quick. Got the skulls. Dun, dun. That only happens every once in a while, and when it does, it's a good thing. I can't get mad at a Dragonite Gnome. Oh my gosh, look at that lag during a gap. Now, the way you can see like how well you're doing during a gap is kind of course, how many vault keys you get, and then how many pity keys you get, and then how many miststones you get. So you could get really lucky and get like a bunch of vault keys, or you could just get really unlucky and not get a bunch. So that's not like the end-all be-all on how well you're doing. You could be going super fast and get just unlucky and get like 15 vault keys. So there's like several different metrics you can look at. How many pity keys did you get? That means that's like how many gnomes you killed, basically. So if you're getting like 10 pity keys on your first gap, you're doing awesome. If you get like 9, 8, you're doing really good. If you get anything less, like 7, 6, 5, like you might be doing something wrong. Or it might not be your first gap, because you get more on your first gap. Eventually you're going to get 1 or 2 pity keys. But then your myth stones, which is also kind of random. You get how, you know, you get 1 to 3 or 1 to 4 for whatever. So you might just get 1 over and over and over. But with all those 3 things combined, you can kind of tell how good you're doing, like how fast you're going. If you got 25 vault keys and 15 pity, or you know, I guess 25 vault keys and 10 pities, and you got like 70 something miststones, you're doing amazing. If you got like 15 vault keys and like 5 pities, and you only got like 40 miststones, you could definitely go faster. Reload those inputs. Maybe I need to quit jamming on the X button so much. Maybe that would help the loading. Oh, I forgot to do the chat too, like Tyrion said. You always think of something, Tyrion, I swear. You always think of something. I like that. Something I'm not remember. Yeah, I never think about the chat, like disabling the chat. I forgot about the freaking lantern and the underspire, and it's like everybody should get that type shit. How you're always thinking of some way to min-max and make everything better. It's cool. Throw all that baloney until something sticks. And you always got something sticking. And it's hard to get baloney to stick with me, you know? Stuck in my ways. But hey, it works. I just feel like there's a lot of, like, yeah, reinventing the wheel out here on Gems of War, though. There's way more reinventing the wheel than actual, like, new strats or whatever. Keep taking green, but we got the skulls. I'm gonna put Dust Devil in first. I should probably take yellow or brown, not green. Both times I was a Dragonite Gnome, which is a good thing. I don't mind. Like, fight takes a little longer, but I also get Dragonite. What do y'all members think about the accountability videos I've been putting out? What am I doing? That's a mistake. Like, I can't really think of anything else to do for those, because those are like very low effort. Like, obviously, I'm just doing my daily gameplay, recording it and showing it to you, pretty much. Is there any value in it? Like, does anybody care? It's like an hour long of no commentary. Like, I feel like I never play the game like normally the way I would play it. Whenever I'm streaming, I'm always like trying to help as many people as possible. So I never like play the game the actual way I would play it. So recording like my actual gameplay, I don't know. Thought it was like something. And it's like, when I'm doing that, I can't do commentary because usually someone else is in here watching something or talking, or I'm listening or watching something. I don't want to sit here and do my daily Gems of War gameplay and just in quiet, or I don't want to like commentate my I mean, I could. I'd rather like listen to a podcast or watch something as I do my dailies. What is there to explain about Adventure Board and Dungeon and the holiday event after I already made a video on it? Stuff like that. Bum, 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 bum. Tomorrow, I don't know. I guess we're going to do Vault Event again. I don't know. I do need to do, like, Underspire. I need to do some more Tower of Doom. I should have done... That's a mistake I made this week. I only went to, like, floor 16 so far or something. So I should have went to floor 26 before today. If I could go back in time, and I would have went to, like, at least floor 26 before the Vault event. I only went to floor 16, so... Like, when I get on this game and I'm not streaming, like, Sunday, let's say, I'm gonna... I don't know. I might not do my adventure board. You gotta do your dungeon. Depends what's on the adventure board, you know? If there's gems on it, I'm gonna do it. If there's a verse on it, I'm gonna do it. Just talking about, for me, like, in-game player. When I look at that, if the XP booster tells me to do it, I'll do it. There's gems there, if there's a verse there. But if it's like trait stones or souls or something like that, I'll probably just skip it so I can get to the Vault event quicker. Dungeon, you always do your dungeon because you could get a perfect and you can get Dragonite. And, you know, you at least try for the perfect. Holiday event you kind of have to do unless you already got everything that you need. There could be somebody out there that already has the pet, the golden pet, and the legendary, so they don't need to do the holiday event. But you're probably going to have to do it real quick. You know, it's 3 fights real fast, though. Guild event, like, I should have already went to, like, 26, but I'm probably going to have to do, like, 4 floors a day or something for the rest of the weekend. Underspire I'm gonna do, but I'm already on... I'm looking for the 6th dragon. Like, it's not gonna take too long. I'm almost done. PvP, you kind of just... I don't know. It depends. I might skip it for the weekend. But, you know, the gold marks give you deeds, and, like, deeds is one of the main things I need. It's kind of like skipping the Underspire. If I skip PvP... It's like, why do Underspire if I'm not going to do PvP or the other way around, you know? Like, I'm doing Underspire because I'm getting guaranteed orbs and, you know, minion orbs, glory orbs, Dragonite. So why would I skip PvP, which is giving me, you know, deeds? Books, I mean. It's giving me books. I should probably do PvP. Alright, another Dragonite gnome, man. We're getting a bunch of them. Don't take too long, dummy. Hey, she got up off of just green being on the bottom. It's another perk. Have I seen the Hellman's Meal Diamond ad? No. I don't think so. My friend Poloni? There's a Valentine reward tomorrow. Wonder what they're giving us. Probably could see. Sean! The chat thing was an older thing? Yeah, it's like a min-max type of thing. It may help you, it may not. I don't think I ever saw, like, that much of a difference. I'm never on global, though, so if it's... I'm probably already, like, my chat's probably already off. The only chat I keep on is guild chat, and I don't even keep that on. So most likely my chat's almost all the way off anyway. Ah, no! Why I like picking brains with you and T? Right. Yeah, if we were all three in a room, we could figure some stuff out. This game needs live PvP so we can make a video. Tacit versus Cine Cool. Be like chess. He'd probably spank my hiney too. I wouldn't care though, that'd be cool. I don't know though, I've been real good lately. I've been good. You've been playing Brighter Shores. Maybe it'll be fun. There's gotta be a time limit though, like on PvP, like if it was live PvP. You can't like sit there. I think that's part of the problem, you know? It would definitely need like a time limit for your turn. You know, like in chess where you have to like push the thing, like you only get a certain amount of time. If they ever did live PvP, which I don't think they're ever gonna do. But could definitely revitalize and save their game if they would just figure it out. They would have to have like a timer on... Some of the problems with live PvP is like some sort of timer on your turn. Like you can't take 2 hours for your turn, right? And how long you guys think like for a turn? Because it can't be like too short, but it can't be too long either. You don't want to like a live PvP fight dragging out to like 15 minutes. You'd kind of like it to end in 5 minutes or less or something. I don't know, I'd say like 30 seconds? 30 seconds maybe? Get 30 seconds or less for your turn? It might even be less, it might be like 20. Like how much time would you give each person for their turn? Like, if there's live PvP. The other problem is, who gets to go first? You probably have to do like even if you do a best of 3, somebody's gonna get to go first twice. Our timer's at 50 seconds. If we see a Dragonite Gnome right now, I'll show you how we get the full drop. But we have to get lucky, because a Dragonite Gnome is rare. It's like the rarest gnome. I don't know if it's any rarer than like a Gnome-a-palooza gnome or a Curse gnome, but if somebody asked you what's the rarest gnome, you could just say Dragonite Gnome and you wouldn't be wrong, for sure. Gnome-a-palooza gnomes are pretty rare, Curse gnomes are pretty rare, but Dragonite Gnome is definitely... Ooh, I got 15 seconds, come on, give me another fight, give me another couple fights. 10 seconds. Can I get one more fight after this? Come on. 6 seconds, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, go, 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 go. Ooh, I got one more in. Nice. So this fight should give me the full drop. My timer went off, so I know this is my last fight. The music changed. There's no way I was going to get another fight. So let me show you. So normally, like, this thing would probably give us, like, 20 glory, right? That's probably the best example, because these are like, what is this, chaos shards or something. This guy's like, whatever, something stupid. So we got a really horrible last fight, because we don't want this, we don't want this. So you really want to see like a bunch of these, or treasure gnomes, or dragonite gnomes. Like my last fight's horrible. Like all my... I'm gonna get the full drop out of all these gnomes, but I got shitty gnomes, you know? So, the glory gnome though, we'll pay attention to this one. Watch her give me a vault key though, so we can't show it. But like if this was like a normal gap and we were going and going and going and going and we killed this glory gnome, we'd probably get like 20 glory or something. So let's kill her and see what we get. Or you know, I don't even know. It might be 2 glory. I'm not sure, but she should give us like a decent amount of glory. Look, 1,000. If we did that during the gap, it would have been 100. We would have only got 100 glory. We probably would have got like 2 chaos shards, and we probably would have got like 1 ingot or something crazy. So since it was after the gap ended, we got 1,000 glory, 25 shards, and 13 ingots. Horrible like roster of gnomes there in that last fight. Like 3 of them were ass. But that glory gnome though, we got that 1,000 glory instead of that 100. And it works the same with dragonite gnomes. Normally a dragonite gnome, like when it's not a gap or not a, you know, when it's not a gap, a dragonite gnome is going to give you what, like 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, something like that. If you just kill one during a gap though, it's going to give you like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if you see one at the end and your timer goes off in the fight, leave it alive, let the music change, and then kill it. Instead of getting 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you're going to get 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 80. 70, 80, you know? So it's definitely a way to get dragonite. It's like the only way to farm dragonite, other than going for crazy perfect dungeons. You know, which never happens, right? So let's switch our team back. We're done with that gap. Let's put Ironhawk back on. Or no. I'm going to run gaps back to back to back because I have too many. So I'm just going to leave it. How many mist stones did I get to? Remember our 3 indicators on how well we did. How many vault keys did we get? How many pity keys did we get? How many mist stones did we get? And I'll show you how well you're doing. I got 65 mist stones. That's decent. I've been in the 70s before, though. I'll take it. 65 is pretty good. You know, compare it to how many you got, maybe. How many did you get? Did you get 66? You did better than me. And it's also like, you know, you get 3 to 6 mist stones per fight. So it's random as well. So you could have got 3 every single time. I could have got 3 every single time, you know. I could have got 6 every single time. I don't know. That's why there's 3 different metrics, though. So, mist stones, I got 65. Vault keys, I got 29. That's pretty good. Pretty good, you know. If you got 15, like, you could definitely do better. If you got 20, that's like okay. You know, I got 29. That's no pities. Or I think 1 pity's in there from like previous, but I got 28. I got 28 vault keys before my pities. That's showing that I did really good, you know, but that's also random. A gnome could drop a vault key, it could not drop a vault key, you could get really unlucky, and a bunch of your gnomes don't drop vault keys. You could get really unlucky and not get vault keys, you get really lucky and every gnome gives you a vault key, you know? So, but still, if you add up all the indicators together, the mist stones, the vault keys, the pity keys, you can kind of see how well you're doing. So I got 29 vault keys, 65 mist stones. How many pities did I get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Got 9. Solid. I already got 1, or I would have got 10. Like, we were just playing normally, like, running, looking for verses, and I got 1. So normally I would get 10 here, but I got 9. Solid. So that just shows I'm doing really well, you know? 65 mist stones, 28 vault keys, 9 pity keys. That'll give you like a something to shoot for as well. Like, see if you can get that many. Can you get 65 mist stones? Can you get 28 vault keys? Can you get 9 pities on your first? Because obviously these are going to go down. I'm never going to get 9 again. It's going to go down. It's going to go down quick, too. I'm going to get like 5 next time, 4 maybe. It's going to go down to 2, then it's going to go down to 1. But just like a good, you know, your first gap of the weekend, you should be getting like 8, 9, or 10 pities. If you're doing it right. You know, going as fast as you can go. I'm going to go ahead and grab those. I don't like to let them sit here. I add all the keys together. When I tell people how many keys I got, I just add them all together. I don't say like different numbers. I got 300 vault keys, you know, and that's my epics, my pities, my regulars all together. Normally you're just going to get 10% for epics. Nobody's out there's going to get 100 epics and 50 regulars. Like, that just doesn't happen. You're going to get 100 regulars and 10 epics. Like, if you tell me how many vault keys you got, regulars, I can probably tell you almost exactly how many epics you got. But it's almost exactly 10%. So if a person came into my chat and said, hey, I got 200 vault keys, I'll say, hey, you probably got 20 epics, right? And they'll be like, yeah, I got 21, or yeah, I got 18. It's going to be close, because it's like 10%. That's how many epics you're going to get. So if you're shooting for 300 vault keys, you're probably going to get 30 epics. You know? Alright, I do not need to run a verse. I already showed y'all. Let me see how long we've been going here. Almost an hour and a half. Kind of going a little crazy today, though. It makes me want to keep going. Alright, let's just... I'm going to run another gap, most likely. Unless you guys want to see something else. We could hunt versus, we could run gaps, I could do Underspire, I could do PvP, I could do Tower of Doom, I could do the holiday event. Does anybody care? Is there like a consensus? You want me to keep doing gaps? I got way too many, you know, I don't like stacking up gaps. I got 38 vault keys so far. Just one gap. That's another thing, I've only run one gap, and I got 38. I got 8 gaps right now. What y'all want to see? I'm willing to go a little longer just because it ain't all about the train business. You guys see. Alright, let's see what the chat's saying. Hold on. Yeah, let me turn my chat off real quick. Let's see, you would go, like, to settings, right? Okay, so I'm not even on it, I don't think, so normally I'm not. Like, I'm not a big chatter. I think that's a waste of time. Other than guild, you know, every once in a while, I'll go to my guild chat. But I feel like chatting... Whoa, what happened? Did you see that? That was weird. My game kind of glitched out. Let's see if we can do that again. Ah. Come on, do it. Ah. I won't do it again. Let's try and make it glitch out again. I'll catch up in the chat, then we'll do something else. Odd One Out says, have you seen... Oh, yeah, I already read that. Valentine's reward. Where is that? Right here. Make sure you're paying attention to this. Tomorrow you get it, but you have to, like, collect it. It's not going to give it to you for free. Like, it's not going to just send it to you. You have to click on it. So tomorrow, make sure you click on it. I don't know what it is. It's probably just, like, a little bit of gem. It's probably, like, 50 gems. Usually what they give us. Something like that. Beg says the reward is always, like, 50 gems and trash, right? Trait stones. Adam Rogers, I tell you... What I struggle with is getting the weapons Dreaded Cutlass and troops like the Lovers to be able to build weapons in the Soul Forge. How to get these items is not real clear to me. The Lovers you're going to get... You can get today, pretty much. It's the way to get the Lovers is right now. So, doing the Vault event. So, get as many Vault keys as you can. If you want the Lovers, you just have to get as many Vault keys today, tomorrow, and the next day as you can. It's the only way you can control it. It's random. It's... When you open a Vault key... You know, Cedric has a drop table, right? And part of his drop table is tarot cards. So, he can give you a picture of himself, another, you know... Most of the time, you're going to see him give you himself, right? Which I call a selfie. Cedric gives you a selfie of him, because he's conceited, right? So most of the time he's going to give you a selfie of himself, another copy of Cedric. But you know, he has other stuff in his drop table, like on epics it's 900 gems. He gives you the big drop, so he's going to give you like either a really good regular resource drop, like 300 gems or something crazy, like a bunch of gold or something like that, or he'll give you a selfie, which nobody wants, another copy of Cedric. But also in that drop table, Cedric's drop table, is tarot cards. So every single tarot, almost, you know, I don't know if it's every single tarot card, but let's look up tarot. So all these are in his drop table, you know. So the more of these that there are, the harder it is to get like a specific tarot card. So it's just getting harder over time to get the lovers. The lovers is in this drop table here. So they're in there somewhere, you know. The lovers, where are they at? Oh, right here. So that's the one you're looking for. But the way you're going to get it is by killing Cedric in a vault key. So you need more vault keys. The only way you're going to be able to get the lovers, the only way you can control that RNG is to get more vault keys. You know, it's kind of... My new account got the lovers. It got it off like its first vault event. I got the wand really early in my new account playthrough. But it's also kind of lucky, you know, like... There's so many tarot cards on that drop table that the lovers is just getting harder and harder and harder to get. So the only way you can control that is by getting more vault keys this weekend, so you have more chances to get this tarot card when you kill Cedric, when you're opening your vault keys. So you do that after the vault event. Right now the goal is to get as many as you can, and then once the event's over, that's when you open them, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whenever. After the vault event's over, that's when you would open your vault keys. Not right now. Right now it's a waste of time to open them. You want to just get more. You're not getting as many if you're opening them too. So just get as many as you can this weekend. That's the only way you can help yourself get the lovers, is to get more vault keys. So if you were going to get 100 this weekend, try to get 200. Now you got twice the chance at getting the lovers. So just make sure you follow all the like little min-maxes that I'm telling you about today. And you're going to help yourself out. If you're going after pet rescues, if you're using a weird team, if you're in a weird kingdom, if, you know, that you're hurting yourself, that's making it to where you're not going to get the lovers. You know, you just got to lock in, get as many vault keys as you can. It's the only way you can control whether or not you're going to get the lovers, is by getting more vault keys. It's kind of like going for the Horde Mimic Mythic. You got to just do more boss chests. That's the only thing you can do. If you really want the Horde Mimic Mythic, there's no, like, rain dance you can do. There's no weird team you can use. There's no random place to go. All it is getting boss chests. So continue to get as many boss chests as you can, and that's how you would get the Horde Mimic Mythic. That's the only way to control it, is to open more boss chests. If you're trying to get all the Sentinels in the Underspire, the only way you can control that is by doing every fight in the Underspire every single week. You know what I mean? There's no, like, random way you can go or team you can use, or nothing like that. The only thing you can do is do more of the thing. So get more vault keys, open more vault keys. That's how you'll get the lovers. Do more boss chests, open more boss chests. The only way you can get more chances at the Horde Mimic Mythic. Do the Underspire, do it all the way, do every single freaking room every single week. That's the only way you can have any control over whether or not you get the Sentinels. It's all RNG, so the only way you can control it is by doing more of the thing. You know? I got lucky on my new account. I'll admit it, man. Like, on my first vault event, I got the lovers. Like, out of those vault keys. I got like 90-something vault keys, and I got the lovers out of those. I got the wand on my new account at, like, level freaking 500 or something. I had the wand of stars. And most people do have it, so it's not, like, impossible to go get the lovers. Like, if I run a poll right now, 80% of y'all are going to say you have the wand of stars. Because we've already done it before. So most people have it. It's not, like, super hard to get. But the Dread Cutlass, that's a different story. That comes around every, you know... The Soul Forge is based on the Kingdom of the Week. So the weapons are going to be based on the Kingdom of the Week. So all these weapons are going to be from Blackhawk. You see that? Right by the weapon, it says Blackhawk. You know, if you look at these weapons that aren't there every single time, they're all Blackhawk. 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 You know what I mean? Not these, though. These are always there. Blackhawk. You see? Blackhawk. So what you're waiting for is a certain weapon, and that weapon's only going to come through on that weapon's Kingdom Week. So if you're looking for Dread Cutlass, we got to go to Ruby Weapon. And you got to go over... I always forget how to get over there and like look at the weapons, but forget where they're from. Dread Cutlass, the Dread Arquebus, and the I forget what that one's called. It's the Watch. They're from different kingdoms. It's like Dragon's Claw, Blighted Lands, and something are the kingdoms. One of them's coming though, which isn't one coming soon. Dread Cutlass, Dread Arquebus, and here let's look at them. So that's very important to get the Ruby Weapon. I use that thing all the time. So let's go down to D. You can find 2 of them in the D's. Dread. Well, you can look at look at this too. Go to your unowned, and it should be a weapon you don't own. So Dread Arquebus is Dragon's Claw. So you're going to need a Dragon's Claw week. So right now it's a Blackhawk week. So Dread Arquebus is just impossible. There's no freaking way you can get it. It's impossible. The only time you're going to be able to get it is when it's a Dragon's Claw week. But the kingdoms do rotate. They rotate through all the kingdoms. There's 38 kingdoms. Next week is not going to be Blackhawk again. Blackhawk is out. We're doing it right now. So you're not going to see Blackhawk for like 38 weeks, right? So Dragon's Claw's got to come eventually. They cycle through all 38 kingdoms until they show the same kingdom again. It's just like the Soulforge Mythic rotation. Like, they're not going to show you the same Mythic back-to-back weeks. They take them out of the drop table, out of the pool, once they show them. So same thing with the kingdoms and the rotation of the kingdoms each week. So Dragon's Claw will come eventually. I know you're looking for the Cutlass, so that's probably a better one to be looking at. It's Blighted Lands. So you need a Blighted Lands Kingdom Week, which will happen eventually. It's just like, did it just happen 2 months ago, or is it gonna happen 3 weeks from now? Just depends. Like when was the last time we seen it? I know one of these weapons is coming soon though. I thought it was in February, right? What's the watch weapon like? What's that called? Somebody say it in the chat or anything. Forget the name of that one. Let's see what y'all are saying. Adam says, I've adopted several of your everyday things, so I find your videos very helpful. Let's go. Chad says, Brighter Gems War, mashup of Gems and Brighter Shores. 20-second timer, you think, for the turns for live PvP? Gaps are cool. Epic Trials. Holiday event. Maybe. Tiger's here. What up, Tiger? Adam says, hey, man, how do you find songs again? You could go over it while running a gap so you don't have to farm the songs. You do Explore 1. Outside of a gap, you know, just like regular Explore 1. Just kill enemies as quick as you can. You're trying to see gnomes. The verse gnomes are the rarer gnomes, so it's going to take a lot of... You got to see a bunch of gnomes. So you want to kill a bunch of enemies. So you got to cycle through the fights as fast as you can. Use your fastest team in Explore 1. That's how you get the verses. Adam says, needed the lovers for a long time. Run some gaps. 75 vault keys from last... Alright. It's a good start. You have 5 of the other colors, but no red one. Yeah, it's kind of RNG which colors you get too, you know. Red, brown, blue, green. A lot of people are missing like one color. They'll have 10 of this one, and 9 of this one, and 8 of this one, and 0 of the other one. It's just how it works. Broken Spire is the first kingdom for a weapon? Okay. Yeah, so that's probably the other one then. Broken Spire. So it's Dragon's Claw, Blighted Lands, and Broken Spire. So we can go look at it. The Lodestar. That's what it's called, right? Those are the ingredients for the Ruby Weapon, which is one of the best weapons in the game. Hits all enemies with true damage, explodes the board. It's freaking sick. I'm using it right now in my Underspire. I think. But same thing, you gotta wait for a Broken Spire week. I thought we had another one in February, though. Like, somebody said that a long time ago. Maybe they changed it? Let me look at the... Unless we already had it, and I'm not, like, thinking... Let me look at the calendar real quick, because it's important, like, for everybody to get the ruby weapons, so this is something pretty important. Bright Forest, Galvania, Blackhawk, Darkstone, and Groshtok. Huh. So we need Dragon's Claw, Blighted Lands, and Broken Spire. So none of those. Who said that we were getting a weapon in February then? Somebody said that like 4 months ago, 3 months ago. Maybe it changed. Oh well. Alright, I might, I guess I'll run another gap. I mean, I feel like that's what you guys really want to see. I could do a poll, I guess. You guys want to do a poll? I hate, like, I'm making this thing... Here, I'll run a poll. I can't, like, go too much longer, y'all. Like, I can probably do, like, another 15 to 20 minutes, but, what you wanna see? Gap. Underspire. Tower of Doom. Gap, Underspire, Tower of Doom, or... I guess, like, PvP, because those are the things I kind of need to do. And while you guys vote on that, I'll do my holiday event real quick. So please vote on the poll. I can only... I got an appointment, actually. I didn't think we'd be streaming this long. I got an appointment at... It's actually between 1 and 2, so... I don't have to, like, be... As long as I'm off here by, like, 1, probably be fine. Let me run these while you guys vote on that poll in the chat there. If you can't vote, you might need to like make an account, and then you might as well subscribe while you're at it. Get on your grandpa's account, your dog's account, pet monkey, pet squirrel, power up, highest level fights. Chrysanthrax and Cafroos. High level big boy business here. Bougie. Bougie high level player using Chrysanthrax, of course. Feel like I do things the opposite of other people, you know? I don't normally like show this on a stream. I don't feel like there's much value. Like, I already showed this team, and then I showed, like, 2 other teams, which I think is value. Like, I showed 3 different teams in case you don't have Chrysanthrax. But then just to show these 3 fights, like, why? I already showed you the team. I already showed, like, unless you think, like, does it work when it's deeper? Yeah, like, almost always. What does he buy with his stuff? I already bought all the pets, then I bought the golden pet. All I need is King Equistus. That's all I need. I always get the legendary last, because it used to be the easiest thing to get outside of the holiday event. So he's coming back around one day. It's not like you're ever going to miss him. But I always get it anyway. I think I missed like 1 holiday legendary, maybe 2, because I was probably playing my new account and forgot. But I always get them anyway. But I get the pet, then the golden pet, then the legendary. I already have the armor. I don't need the orb of power. Supposedly there's a Medal of Anu behind these trait stones. But so far I haven't bought any fights. It is ending soon. Let me figure that out. So I get like 75 points a day. I only have 2 days left. It's 150 points. And I have 169. So that's only going to get me to 319. So I need to buy some turns. Okay, I'm going to buy some turns. That'll give you more time to vote. I probably need to buy... Okay, so I'll be short, like, 90. I need to buy turns twice. That's all I had to do, though, the entire time. I didn't buy any turns the whole first week. I didn't buy any turns until now. So if you only need the pet, the golden pet, and the legendary, you only have to buy extra turns twice. Seems like. But I'm gonna do these 3 fights, and then we'll do whatever you guys voted on. And then I got to go, unfortunately. Anybody has any questions, let me know. Especially if I'm running a gap. It's kind of hard to look at the chat while you're running a gap. Trying to, like, get as many vault keys as I can, you know? I can kind of peek at it when the loading bar is happening, but it's not going to be everybody. And one more. And then I'll close the poll. So if you want to vote, make sure you get in there and vote. Underspire, I would be heading towards the 6th dragon. PvP, I'd be doing Citadel Wars and Gold Marks. What's the other option? Tower of Doom, I'm on floor 16 or so. And then Gap, I would just run a Gap like we already did. But that's what I should be doing, so. Alright. 250, so I need 150, that's 2 days. Actually, I don't need to buy any more. I only had to buy one time. I'm gonna get 75 each day, right? You get 25 points or more per fight. You get 3 fights a day. That's 75 a day for free. I'm gonna get 150. That's 400. That's exactly. You only have to buy one time. If all you need is the pet, the golden pet, and the legendary, all you have to buy is one extra, like 50 gems. That's it. So for 50 gems, you get a fully ascended pet, a golden pet, and a legendary. For 50 gems. That's pretty sick. See, like this one today, I probably would not do it. Just because it's a waste, you know, I'd rather be doing the vault event. But if I was a beginner, I would do it. Because you get extra class experience and... Unless the XP booster says it. Nah, it says PvP. Alright, let's close the poll. Catch up in the chat. And then we'll do whatever the poll said. Alright, I knew it. I knew y'all wanted me to run a gap. I could just feel it. Alright, we'll catch up in the chat, then we'll run this gap. How do you get the verses? Yeah, I had that one. I got it. No problem, Adam. When is Lodestar going to be in the Soulforge to craft? Whenever Broken Spire comes back around. We don't really have, like, super far into the future spoiler information. Like, maybe if you look on the forum or, like, a Discord or something. I usually just look at the calendar, and it's only, like, 4 weeks ahead. So, it's nowhere in February. That's all I know. So, it's at least, like, 2 or 3 weeks away. So, make sure you have enough. Like, I would set enough resources aside, just in case. Like, I always do that anyway. It's just good practice to have enough just in case type stuff. So, like, starting now, it's the vault event. So now's the best time to, like, stack up some diamonds and stuff like that. Just make sure you have enough in case it comes through here. Like, one of those weapons comes through here. So it's going to be, like, a certain amount of diamonds and jewels, right? I don't know exactly how much they cost. Probably just, like, a regular weapon, you know? It's going to be, like, 600... 600, 300, most likely. So make sure you have all these things set aside. If you need Lodestar and Dread Cutlass and Dread Arquebus, set the jewels and the diamonds aside and don't touch them. And the Celestials. Like, be ready for when it comes through. It's just like saving 4,000 or 8,000 or 12,000 diamonds for Ironhawk. It's just like saving diamonds for Takshaka. It's like saving diamonds for Tesla. Make sure you have them in case they pop up all of a sudden. You don't want to be caught by surprise. Just like I was talking about in the beginning of the stream where I'd never go below 5,000 gems. There's a certain amount of diamonds and jewels you probably shouldn't go under just in case something pops up all of a sudden that you need. That's why you don't just buy anything. You don't just, like, if you need something, you don't just buy it. Like, you might see a high-level YouTuber doing that, but it's because we have everything in the game. So if something's in here that we need, we're going to get it. Because we already have everything else, and that's like the only thing we can spend on. But if I was a normal, regular from my new account, I would need like most of this crap. everything here would say that I need it. But I'm not going to just get it because Dread Arquebus could pop up next week, or Dread Cutlass, or Tesla could pop up. Like, I don't want to buy Rose's pistol and miss out on Tesla next week. You know what I mean? So you need to save a certain amount of resources, because that's the way this game works. Like, we don't know what's going to be in the Soul Forge next week. So if you're getting Rose's pistol this week, you're wasting diamonds and jewels when something else could pop up next week that you really want. Like, bad. Like, you just wasted some diamonds on a stupid weapon that you're never going to use, and then Tesla pops up and you don't have it, and it's 800 diamonds, and now you're short. But the best way to get diamonds would be doing this vault event super hard and get like as many vault keys as you can. Alright, I'm going to run one more gap and then I gots to go. I apologize. I didn't think we would be this cracking today. So I thought I was doing a shorter stream. Tomorrow we'll be back though. Same time, same place tomorrow. Same thing pretty much. I'll probably do more of like Underspire, Tower of Doom, and PvP and stuff tomorrow, but I'll also do the vault event, so make sure you tune in tomorrow as well. Same time. Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday. 4 times a week, Gems of War. 10:30 a.m. EST or so. I'm late a lot, so 10 or 11. 10:30, 10:45, 11, something like that. Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday. Gems of War. Live streaming. Alright, anybody else have any questions? Yeah, that's what I heard. There's a Medal of Anu after the trait stones. Nice, Swag got Tesla on both accounts. You were a little bit short, weren't you? Alright, I forgot to set my timer like a numbskull. I could probably still do it and it would help a little bit. I'll at least know kind of when. So I went ahead and started my timer. So I'll just, you know that I started it a little late. See how many vault keys we can get this time. I forget how many we got last time, though. Why is that happening? Why did they survive? Oh, I'm an idiot. I pushed the wrong button. Like, why did they survive? I forgot to push Sister Superior. I don't usually do that. Yeah, good luck, everybody. Okay, so the first thing somebody asked about that I could talk about right now is how to get the verses, which I did talk about at the beginning of this stream, if you want more information, but you just run Explore 1 with your fastest team, basically. It's pretty... It's not like... Yeah. Explore 1 with your fastest team. And the verse gnomes are just rarer gnomes. So like I was saying earlier, the vault event, all it means is gnomes appear more often, and they drop vault keys more often. So, if it's not the vault event, if you do like 20 or 30 fights, you might see one gnome. But during the vault event, you're going to see a gnome like every 5 fights or so. 4 fights, 3 fights, 5 fights, something like that. They're turned up for sure. When it's not the vault event, how often do you see gnomes for real? Like if you're doing Explore 1, just your fastest team, and it's not the vault event, you're seeing a gnome like freaking once every blue moon. Every 20, 30 fights maybe. So all the vault event does is make them appear more often. So they're appearing now like every 3, 4, 5 fights, maybe 6, something like that. So way more often, like 5 times more often, whatever. So to get the verse, like the verse you need, it's a die roll like every fight. That's how I always explain it. If you guys have ever, you know, like D&D or something, you know, you roll a die. So every fight, they roll a die. And, you know, let's say it's a, I don't know, a 12-sided die or something. Is that a thing? Yeah, it is, right? Or 6-sided, whatever. It's a 6-sided die, right? So, if that die rolls a 1 or a 2, it's going to be a gnome. You have a gnome in that fight. If it's a 3, 4, 5, or 6, you won't have a gnome in that fight. And then, if you do get the gnome, if it's a 1 or a 2 and you get the gnome, It then rolls another die before the fight starts. And it's which gnome are you going to get? You know, are you going to get like a low rarity gnome, like a common gnome? Are you going to get a treasure gnome, a soul gnome, a jewel gnome? Those are all like the regular ones. So those would be like the 3, 4, 5, and 6 on the die. So most of the time when you roll a die, if you get the gnome, a 1 or a 2, you're going to roll it again. And only on 1 or 2 are you going to get like a verse gnome, a curse gnome, or like a dragonite gnome. It's probably more like a 1, just the 1. Like it's rare. It's probably rarer than that. So it's probably just snake eyes. Like, so if you get snake eyes, you're going to get either a verse gnome, a curse gnome, or a dragonite gnome. Then you got to like freaking roll it again pretty much. And if it's like a 1 or a 2, you get a verse gnome. If it's a 3 or a 4, you get a curse gnome. If it's a 5 or a 6, you get a dragonite gnome. So then let's say for somehow it's a verse gnome. So you got a 1 or a 2 again. So now it's a verse gnome. You got to roll the freaking die again. And this time it's like a 4-sided die or whatever. And it's either the green, the brown, the red, or the blue. So 1 is green, 2 is blue, 3 is red, 4 is brown, or something like that. So that's how you get the color you need. So all you can do is like kill enemies as fast as you can, see the next set, roll that die as many times as you can, right? So kill the weakest enemies with your fastest team. It's the only way you're going to be able to get the color verse that you need. Because you could get a gnome, but is it going to be a verse gnome? Or no, you could get a gnome in the fight, but is it going to be a special gnome? And you could get a special gnome, but is it going to be a Gnome-a-palooza gnome? And you could get a Gnome-a-palooza gnome, but is it going to be the color that you need? Like that's all the things that that's all the checks you have to hit all those in a row to get the color verse you need. So the only thing you can really do is like do more fights faster. There's no other way. Like can't use a red team to get a red verse. You can't go to a red kingdom to get a red verse. None of that stuff works. Going to a different kingdom doesn't work. Using a different team doesn't work. None of that crap works. The only thing that works is going faster and doing more. That's it. And that's exactly how it works, y'all. You know? So roll of the die. You know, you're gonna see a gnome. Like right now we're doing a gap, so we're seeing gnomes every single fight. So none of that. Like the first die roll isn't even there. Like it's all gnomes. But the next one is, do we get a special gnome or not? So you're seeing, like, if you look at the gnomes we're not getting a special one. It might even be, like, harder than I said. Like I said, like a 1, if you roll a die, you need a 1 on a 6-sided die to get a special gnome. I mean, that might be, and it's each slot, too. So every slot rolls a die, especially in the gaps. Like in a regular fight, I don't know if every slot rolls a die, but in the gaps they do. I've never seen like two. I've seen like 2 dragonite gnomes in a fight, maybe like once in my life. You know, have you ever seen like a verse gnome and a dragonite gnome in a fight or something? Like it never happens, almost. Something to like watch out for though. Like I'd be curious to know. What's like the craziest combination you guys have ever seen? Have you ever seen like Cindy and a dragonite gnome in the same fight? Have you ever seen a curse gnome and a dragonite gnome in the same fight? I almost want to say it's only possible to get 1 special gnome per fight, because I might be dreaming that I saw 2 dragonite gnomes in a single fight. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I've never seen one. I've never seen a fight with like multiple special gnomes in it. Like, I don't even know if it's possible. We're doing so many like all gnome fights back to back to back to back. You'd think we would see that, but we never see it. Right? You guys rewatch this entire stream and both gaps that I did. I bet you there was not even a single fight where I got 2 special gnomes in the same fight. Like, it just don't happen. I feel like you're only allowed to get 1, pretty much. I'm not sure if that's like a rule or not, but might be just that rare that it just doesn't happen. I feel like you don't even get, like, I've never seen a Gnome-a-palooza gnome and a Dragonite gnome in the same fight, I don't think. Or like a cursed gnome and a
Gnome-a-palooza gnome. I feel like it's only possible to get one special gnome per fight. And most of the time you're not going to even get one. Because, like, you would way more often, you would notice, like, having to kill 2 enemies that survived, right? Like, if you got 2 Dragonite Gnomes, like, right now, if I get a Dragonite Gnome, it's super obvious, because it survives, and then I have to go and get mana and kill it and stuff like that, and it, like, a fly in the ointment, kinda, and it, like, stops my flow a little bit, you know what I mean? Like, if I see a Dragonite Gnome, it's freaking obvious. Like, it survives, and I have to kill it. So if I was to get 2 in the same fight, it would be super obvious. Like, I would 100% remember that. And I feel like it's like a dream or something. Like, it's not super obvious. So I feel like I don't think I've ever seen 2 Dragonite Gnomes in the same fight. And I feel like they're all like, you're not going to get a Verse Gnome. Like, Verse Gnomes are really hard to get during a gap too. Like, they made that, I think it's even harder to get a Verse Gnome than to get a Dragonite Gnome. The hardest gnome to get during a gap is probably a Verse Gnome. Because they don't want you, like, rolling them back to back to back to back to back. I feel like they made it extra hard during a gap to get a Verse Gnome. So the hardest one to get during a gap is Verse Gnomes. The second hardest is probably Dragonite. And the third is probably Cursed Gnome. Even though nobody really wants those anymore, there was a time where those were special and people wanted them. When that mechanic first came in the game, where our Soul Forge, nobody had it fully leveled, and we were all chasing Cursed Runes, and nobody had Darksmith Drenza, or the Angry Anvil, or the Cursebreaker weapons. Like, we were all, like, hoping for Cursed Gnomes. Nowadays, you don't even want them. No, Cursed Runes are used for, isn't that the Vault Key thing? Treasure maps and Cursed Runes, so they're not useless, but you kind of don't want them as bad once you get everything. Like, these days, nobody really begging for a Cursed Gnome. But when they first came in, we wanted them. I don't even think Dragonite Gnomes were, none of that was in the game when Cursed Gnomes came in. So my timer is at 4 minutes. So I would definitely not, like, pause and wait yet. It's way too much time left. It's way too many vault keys to still get. Just freaking preload inputs if you can, if you know how. If you have a controller. Don't use Anu or Orpheus medals, because they make everything laggy and extra animation. Don't use Greed. Greed does a little explosion every fight. Cafru does a little explosion every fight. That'll make everything just take longer and get less vault keys. Preload inputs if you can. Know what you're gonna get for merchants and angels if you're verse hunting. Like, know what color deed you're trying to buy. Know which ones you're not gonna buy. Like, try to know what you're getting or not. Don't freaking window shop. That just makes stuff take longer. Skip the genies and the genies and the demons as quick as you can. Choose Explore 1 as quick as you can. Be in the same kingdom. Like, don't be jumping around if you're using Ironhawks. If you're using Rowan, it's okay. You should probably pick one and, like, stick there for a while, though. Like, hours. I wouldn't be jumping around, like, every other fight, but... Hey, I got a Verse Gnome. I seen Freddy there. So that's cool. That's pretty rare, I swear. I mean, you might get one a gap. Maybe 1 or 2 a gap. Maybe they're about the same as Dragonite Gnomes, because you don't get more than, like, 2 or 3 Dragonite Gnomes either. It just feels like it, because there's 4 different colors, maybe. You're, like, kind of looking for one. Looking for the brown one or something. So it feels, like, extra rare. Because there's 4 of them, and you're always getting the colors you don't need. Probably exactly the same as the Dragonite Gnome as far as rarity in a gap. See, like, 1 or 2 per gap. There's a cursed one right there. It's a special gnome. Not one I want, but it's like if you see a curse gnome, you're like, dang it, I did not get the Dragonite gnome or the verse gnome. If you see a curse gnome, I don't know if it's possible to get. I've never thought about that before. Like, I don't even think it's possible to get multiple Dragonite gnomes. Or you guys will tell me in the chat after this gap when I can actually look at it. But if you've ever seen one, I'd love to see a screenshot though. Like instead of I remember the one time when I was dreaming. I'd rather see like a screenshot of it, maybe. Like here's where I got 2 Dragonite gnomes in a gap. Maybe even like a little video, so I can hear the music, see the 2 Dragonite gnomes, or see the verse gnome and the Dragonite gnome or whatever. It'd definitely be something cool to like take a screenshot of, but why would you stop your gap and waste time taking a screenshot? So I feel you. You like do it real quick. You're like on your computer and you can just hit that button, the screenshot button, real fast. That'd be sick. It's one way you can kind of make, if you're really bored, like you've been running gaps and hunting verses all weekend, it's freaking Sunday, you're like in the same kingdom using the same team, like you're getting kind of bored. It's one way to like kind of make it more exciting, like just look at the gnomes you're getting kind of, like try to get a weird combination, like all glory gnomes or something, or I don't know. See how many Dragonite gnomes you get, or see if you can get like 2 specials in one fight. How many verse gnomes you get. Got 2 soul gnomes, they suck. I like the glory gnome, I like the treasure gnome. Not a big fan of the soul gnome. Up, it's over, dang it. Forgot my timer was off by a little. Oh well, that's not a big deal. If you're going for maximum amount of vault keys, you don't want to pause. You don't want to wait. You don't want to let it end and get the full drop. Like if you're just going for vault keys, which most people are, you want to get the most vault keys you can, you're going to go hard until the end of your timer. You're not going to stop and wait. But if you're specifically looking for Dragonite, that's when you would do that. Alright, let's go see what I got, and then we'll catch up in the chat, and then I gots to go. We'll be back tomorrow, though, same time, same place, so make sure you tune in tomorrow. So like I said, pity keys are going to be a little bit down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still 5, though. It's pretty good for my second gap. 5. So you can compare. Hey, how many did you get on your second gap? You know, are you doing really good, or what? You know, I got 5 on my second gap. 9 on my first one, 5 on my second. My record's 10. Let's go ahead and, I forget how many I had here. We got 72, though, off of, I gotta get them all. Hold on a sec. Let me go get, let's see how many we got total off of 2 gaps. Normally, you're gonna get like an average of like 20. If you're not seeing at least an average of 20 keys per gap, you're doing something wrong, probably. Or you're very low level, like using Rowan, maybe. You should be seeing over 20 per gap, including your pities, you know? Or you might want to change something. I got 77 vault keys off of 2 gaps. That's almost 40 a gap. It's 3 less than 40 a gap. That's pretty damn good, so... Just saying. I usually back up my advice with results. You know what I mean? I'm doing the same kingdom. I'm using the same team. I'm using Iron Hawks. I'm not doing pet rescues. I'm not doing PvP. I'm not doing Explore 10 or 12 or whatever. Doing Explore 1 with Iron Hawks. I got 40 keys per gap pretty much. Do you imagine, like, if you just could run gaps all weekend and you were getting 40 keys per gap? Which it will go down because I'll get less pity keys and stuff like that. But let's say even 35 a gap or something. And you do 4 an hour. Getting 140 vault keys an hour. It'd be so easy to get 300 like that. And then, you know, if you just do like, and I say, what if you do 5 hours a day at that rate? You could get 1,500 vault keys doing it this way. You know, it'll get a little bit slower as you go, but I think you could definitely get 1,000. You could get 1,000 vault keys doing it like this. You know, so just... any questions before I get out of here? Hopefully I helped somebody out today. That'd be great. Let's catch up in the chat, then I'll say goodbye. But we'll be back tomorrow. You remember that? We'll be back tomorrow. Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, 10:30 a.m. EST. Gems of War. Come on. Tomorrow we'll be right back doing the same thing. But Swag got Tesla on both accounts. That's amazing. 100 diamonds for sale for the Valentine's Day thing. Yeah. Okay, if everything's set aside, that's good. March 13th through the 16th is the next vault event. So yeah, like a month from now. There's one every month, pretty much. Roxy's here. Good to see you, man. AKA Rain. You've had two Dragonite Gnomes once? Oh, man, I'd love to see that. Tyrion says Demon Gnome, then Verse Gnome, then Curse Gnome, then Dragonite Gnome was the order they were added, if I recall. And Curse Gnome used to drop cursed runes or Vault Key until they fixed it to give only its natural reward. Yeah, I forgot to say that. Like, every gnome has a chance to drop a Vault Key. Except for Verse Gnomes and Cursed. And I think all the special ones, right? So every regular gnome has a... So, like, if you get a Soul Gnome, you're not only... You could get a Vault Key. You know, not every Soul Gnome is going to give you just souls. That's why Vault Event's so awesome and, like, Gaps are so awesome. Because a Soul Gnome could give you a Vault Key. A Mecha Gnome can give you a Vault Key. All of them can give you a Vault Key. Like, they all have a chance of giving you a Vault Key. So, even if you don't need souls, you don't need ingots, you don't need Chaos Shards, like, every one of them could drop a Vault Key, though, instead. You got one Dragonite? Oh, man, that's like the worst drop. You don't even count them anymore? That sounds like you need to open them up, then. Make it so you want to count them again. Yeah, get all them gems and orbs and all that crap out of there. Out of those Vault Keys. You still need the medals I have slotted. You still need Nisha medals. So what I recommend, and I know this is controversial, but my new account was using gems to buy offers. And my new account had, I think, 2 Nisha medals, almost. It's really close. My new account was only like level 900. And it had almost 2 Nisha medals. So it was a little slower than I thought it was going to be, but it's still like, that's still pretty good for 0 farming. I didn't have to go out of my way at all. I did no Explore 12, nothing like that. And I had like 2 Nisha, I was so close to having 2 Nisha medals. All I did was buy offers. So what else are you going to spend your gems on anyway? I don't know what the hell people are spending gems on, honestly. Once you buy your armors or decide you get your Death Knight armor, you know, once you have enough gems to where you're able to buy up to the weapon or whatever in the guild event, the single player events, where else are those gems going? Like, there's no other place to spend them. Like, you shouldn't open chests with gems. You shouldn't be buying anything in the shop with gems. You shouldn't be getting, like, a bunch of weird stuff in the global chat, like your weird, like, titles and pictures and stuff. Like, that's your own fault. Like, if you're buying all that crap, that's a waste. So there's literally only a few things that's like the right thing to spend gems on, and one of them is offers. And you would just, every time you see a Nisha offer, you should be able to buy it. It's 500 gems, and you get a badge, I think. So you only have to buy that 3 times, and you got a medal. And what else are you using your gems on, basically, is the question. They don't pop up as much as I thought they would, but I still almost got 2 Nisha medals. I swear I have like a Nisha medal and 2 badges and like 2 tokens or something before we quit the new account. I have a medal of Anu. I had every other medal too. I had every medal except for, I was missing like 1 Nisha and 1 token. But I had everything else. I had 3 Orpheus, an Anu, 3 Yasmin, 3 Guard, you know, at least. I had 3 seasons probably by the time I was done. So I had all my globals except for I needed like one more freaking token to get my second Nisha medal. And then, of course, I'd want a third Nisha medal, but, you know, it's a good start to have 2, and you can just do 2 in an Anu. But I would recommend buying offers with your gems. That's what I did. But you can also do Explore 12. You can farm that. You know, you can also gold farm and soul farm. I don't recommend any of that crap. It's stuff you could technically do if you want to waste a bunch of time farming on top of everything else you got to do on a day-to-day basis. I just feel like sometimes people don't do something so they can go farm Explore 12 and maybe get a Nisha. Remember, you need a token, and a token to make a badge. And then you need a token, and a token, and a token to make another badge. And then you need a token, and a token, and a token to make another badge. And now you finally got a medal. It takes all that work, and it's hard to even get a freaking token of Nisha out of Explore 12. You're going to have to do Explore 12 for so long, and you'll be lucky if you get a Nisha token, and then you gotta save them up until you get a badge, and then you still don't even have the medal. You gotta get 3 of those. So it takes 9 tokens to make 1 badge, and then you gotta get 9 again to make a badge, and then you gotta get 9 again to make a badge. That's the old slow way of doing things that people just like insist on recommending to people, when you could just buy the offers from the... You could do... Save your gems and buy offers, and you get a literal like whole badge from buying it, instead of one at a time, like 1 token at a time that you don't even get for sure. You know, you'll get an Anu, you'll get an Orpheus, you'll get a whatever. You know, are not even guaranteed to get a Nisha token when you do Explore 12. You know, and then you need 3 of them to make a badge, and then you need another 3, and then another 3, and then finally. Like, it takes freaking forever doing it that way, so I don't have time for that. There's no... with all the other things you gotta do in the game that you should be doing, like faction events and bounty events and just everything you should be doing, like, people skip out on weird stuff like Underspire or PvP or faction events to go farm Explore 12 and wish upon a star that they get a Nisha token that they still need 8 more of. That's just to get 1 Nisha medal, too. I didn't do none of that, and I had all my globals minus like 1.33 Nisha medals, you know? Yeah, you can get passive medals from being in like a guild. World event gives you Medal of Seasons, and then, you know, just guild tasks sometimes give you like the lower rarity ones and stuff. A lot of events drain you, Sana. It does get boring if you're doing it right. Valentine's Day, I know I got Mrs. Cindy something little something. Dude, I'd love to see that screenshot, Roxy, just to know it's possible. And I've heard of it before, and I believe you, but I'd love to see it like posted on the channel or something, you know? Like, here's when Roxy got 2 Dragonite. Here's when Rain got 2 Dragonite gnomes and 1. No problem, Adam. Hey, anytime. I'm always here. Hey, nice. Your girlfriend started playing? That's great. I wish mine would. My wife would play. Ooh, you got her the Death Knight armor? Smart. Yeah, maybe, Tyrion. Maybe I heard it from you back in the day. I love that now. I just don't know what else new players are spending their gems on. It just baffles me. Like, why? My new account. Did you guys see how many gems I had when I ended that new account playthrough? I had like 9,000 gems. I don't know, maybe a little bit less. It was like somewhere like that, though. I had like 6, 7, 8, 9,000 gems when I was buying Nisha. I was buying every offer, like every medal offer, too. I don't know what they do with them. They like must disappear, flush them down the toilet. I don't know where they go. Like, why you don't have gems to buy offers. You gotta follow the advice and play all the things I play, I guess. But all I do is like the dailies and the events. I don't do anything weird. I'm not going off and farming with weird teams and weird places. I'm just literally doing the dailies and the events that the devs put in the game. And I had 7,000, 8,000 gems on my new account that were just sitting there that I was waiting to buy offers with. And I pretty much bought, I only needed 1 more Nisha, you know? gonna go spend Valentine's Day with the boys. Yeah, they gotta be opening chests with gems or something. That's ridiculous. It's like the biggest waste in the game, I swear. Like, you gotta stop doing it if you're doing it, like right now. That'd be like being a heroin addict or something, you know? You're just flushing money down the toilet. You know, the best thing you could do in your life would be, like, stop doing that. You know, stop injecting yourself and wasting your money. That's like opening chests with gems. You might as well be shooting something into your veins, because it's a huge waste of money. You're wasting gems. Or any other weird thing you're buying in the shop, like that you could just get by playing the game, is a waste. So gems, there's not. I don't get it. Like, I literally don't understand what they're buying. There's not that many things other than things that are ridiculously big wastes of gems. She can't get Leprechaun? Oh, no. Tell her to go get Trickster until she gets it. Trickster's a pretty good replacement. Make sure you fully trade it, though. Trickster's a Leprechaun with a 75% start instead of Empowered. She can definitely go get it in the Underworld. You know, go to the Warrens, throw some shards, do City of Thieves 3 times a day, every day with your Rowan team, right? Go to the Warrens, open some portals, get Trickster. It's like the lowest rarity. You'll get it, like, right away. Probably get it, Trickster in 1 day. And it's green-purple. It blows up green. And it's a 75% start instead of Empowered. So that's what I always tell people that are having trouble getting Leprechaun. Go get Trickster. There's no way you can't get Trickster. It's like not RNG. You just go to the Warrens, you just get it. And it's almost the same thing. It's, you know, Leprechaun's better, obviously, but Trickster's a good replacement until you can get Leprechaun. And look in the summoning stones, the green and purple summoning stones in the Soul Forge. Look there for Leprechaun. A Bright Forest week event keys. You know, we just had one. I think we just had Bright Forest, didn't we? Like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Could have got Leprechaun then with event keys, but she probably wasn't playing yet. But look for those summoning stones, you know, and go get Trickster in the Warrens until you get Leprechaun. And it's just like Temu Leprechaun, you know, Wish.com Leprechaun. It still does the same thing. It's just, you know, gotta get it up first. Alright, y'all. I gotta go. Like, share, subscribe, consider joining. It helps a lot to hear about the channel. Comment below, and I'll see y'all next time. Oh, no. Spent all event keys and didn't get it. Dang, that's like an ultra rare. Guess it happens. Special shout out to Trey with the 2, with the 150 and the 1. Juan with the 1. Royal for joining up. And Sana with the gifted. That went to Dragon Butt. Appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow. Everybody else that was here and chatted, everybody that watched, lurked, shout out to y'all. Anybody watching after, shout out to you. 10 polls. Hit that like, hype it up. Comment, ask any questions. I'm always here. Thank you for joining me today, everybody else. Tyrion, Juan, Rain. Who else was here today? We got Tyrion, we got Rain, we got Adam Rogers. We got Sana, Lady Alfield. Odd One Out was here. Chad was here, the Clip Baum. Sean was here. Swag was here. Yoke was here. The Mailman, Carl Malone. Yoke. We got Swag. We got Sana. We got Sean. Adam. Oh no, is my chat gonna be dumb? That's all I can see. Piss. Well, shout out to everybody that was here, though. The chat's being stupid. YouTube wants to make out with Trey. Who doesn't? I'm just playing. Suspect. Trey with the 235. Tyrion with the 150. Chad, Sana, all with 150. So, y'all are getting made out with by YouTube. Trey, Tyrion, Chad, and Sana. Usual suspects. What's he talking about? I don't know. Alright, I gotta go. You guys are the best. Have a good one. I'll see you tomorrow, though. If you guys want to hang out again, I'll be here. But have a good rest of your day. Get them vault keys. Get them verses. And I'll see you.